Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, we will start our discussion about mathematics of finance now.
Okay, so first of all is compound interest or compound amount. The definition is for an original principal of P gives the compound amount S at the end of an interest period at the periodic rate of R. Okay, so the formula is capital letter S equal to P in bracket 1 plus r to the power of n. Okay, how can we calculate r? R is equal to interest rate per year divided by number of compound per year or capital letter I divided by I. Okay, next is n. N is equal to number of compound per year multiplied by number of years or IT. Okay, next, let's move to the question. To what amount will RM 10,000 accumulate in 10 years if this should invest the money at an effective rate of 5%? So, in this situation, we need to see, we need to looking for P, T, capital letter I, R, and N. Okay, so P is equal to 10,000, which is the amount. T is equal to 10, which is 10 years. I is equal to 0.05 and R is equal to 0.05, which is we use the formula capital letter I over I equal to 0.05 divided by 1, which is the amount of R is 0.05. Okay, N is equal to 10 because we use the formula N equal to IT, which is I is 1, T is 10. So the amount of N will be 10. Okay, so let's fill the formula with the numbers. So the S is equal to P is P is 10,000 in bracket 1 plus R, which is 0.05 to the power of 10. So total is RM 1,628.94 cents.
So after that, we proceed with the present value example. The definition of present value refers to the current value today of an amount of money or stream of income to be received at a particular future date. The formula that we can use in order to find the present value amount is P equals to S in bracket 1 plus R to the power of negative N, which is S equals to the future value amount, R equals to the interest rate per year divided by the number of compound per year, while N equals to number of compound per year times number of years. So let's take a look at the example question given. Suppose that Citi made an investment and after 5 years, the account amounted to 12,851 ringgit. If annual rate of 8.5% compounded annually, what will be the original principal of her investment? So to find the present value of Citi investment, we just need to apply the formula given. So 12,851 ringgit will be the future value amount. R will be the 8.5% divided by 1 because the rate will be compounded annually, and the N will be 5 years times 1 also because it will compounded annually. So the answer for this question is 12,851 times in bracket 1 plus 0.085 to the power of negative 5. The last answer will be 8,546 ringgit and 50 cents. So it shows that the original principal of Citi investment is 8,546 ringgit and 50 cents. After that, we proceed with the future value example. The future value refers to the implied value of an asset as a specific date in the future based upon growth rate assumption. The formula that we can use in this in order to find the future value of amount is S equals to P in bracket 1 plus R to the power of N. So let's take a look again in the example of question. If Ahmad would like to make an investment with an effective rate of 6% quarterly in 12 years, what amount should Ahmad accumulate if he invests 15,000 today. So let's apply the formula given in order to find the future value of Ahmad investment. The the present value is 15,000, which will be the P. To find R, we have to divide 6% by 4 because it was compounded quarterly in 12 years, which will get 1.5%. And to find N, it we need to times 12 year times 4 because it also will compound it quarterly, which we will get 48. So the solution is P equals to 15,000 in bracket 1 plus 0.015 to the power of 48. So the answer is 30,652 ringgit and 17 cent. So this can be shown that the future value of Ahmad investment in after 20 years will be 30,000 ringgit 652 and 17 cent.
So we move to the present value of annuity. So what is the definition of the present value of annuity? The present value A of an ordinary annuity of R per payment period for N paid at the interest rate of R per period. So what is the formula? The formula is R times 1 minus 1 plus R square negative N per R. So let's see the questions. So the example question is, let's consider an investment opportunity where you are offered an annuity that pays 1,500 at the end of each year for the next 8 years. So if the annual interest rate is 6%, what is the present value of this annuity? So let's consider R is 1,500 and is 8, R is 6%. So the solution is 1,500 times 1 minus 1 plus 0.06 square by 8 negative 8 per 0.06. So the final answer is 9,314.70 cents.
So, we continue to the future value of annuity. The future value of annuity is the future value as of an ordinary annuity of uppercase R per payment period for n period at the interest rate lowercase r per period. The formula that we can use to find this amount is uppercase R times in bracket 1 plus lowercase r close the bracket the power of n minus 1 divided all by lowercase r, which is uppercase R is payment, lowercase r is interest rate per year divided by number of compound per year, n is number of compound per year times number of year. For an example question, Amin has made an investment that with semi-annually compound interest of 8% that will pay out 70 ringgit at the end of 5 months. So, calculate the future value of annuity. First of all, gather the information given. T is 5 months, uppercase R is 70 ringgit, and number of compound is semi-annually, which is 2. To get lowercase r, 8% divided by 2 equals 4%, and 5 months times with 2 equal to 10 months with is n, which is n. Then, replace the formula with all amounts that got collected, which is 70 ringgit times in bracket 1 plus 0.04 and close the bracket the power of 10 minus 1 and divided all by 0.04, and the amount of future value of annuity is 840 ringgit and 42 cents.
Okay, next is present value compound continuously. The definition is the present value P of a compound amount S due at the end of T years at an annual rate of R compounded continuously. Okay, the formula for this is P equal to SE to the power of negative RT. Okay, now let's move to the question. A trust fund is being set up by a single payment so that at the end of 15 years, there will be 20,000 in the fund. If interest compound continuously at an annual rate 8%, how much money should Lisa pay into the fund initially? So, what is S, R, and T? The solution is S is equal to 20,000, R is equal to 0.08, and T is equal to 15. So we will insert the number into the formula which is P is equal to S exponent to the power of negative R and T. So S will be 20,000 exponent to the power of R is equal to negative 0.08 in bracket of T which is 15. So the total will be 6,023.88 cents. Okay, next is the future value compound continuously. The definition is the compound amount S of a principal P after T years at an annual interest rate R compounded continuously. So the formula of this is S equal to P exponent to the power of R and T. Okay, let's move to the question. If Jenny and Rose invested RM300 at an annual rate of 7% compounded continuously, find the compound amount at the end of 1 year and 7 years. Okay, T for 1 year is equal to 1 and T for the 7 years is equal to 7. T is equal to RM300. Okay, let's insert this number into the formula. For the years 1, S is equal to 300 exponent to the power of 0.07 in bracket of 1. So, the total for the first year is will be 321 ringgit point 75 cents. As for 7 years, S will S equal to 300 exponent to the power of 0.07 in bracket of 7, which is S will be 425.72 cents.
Lastly, we move to the last part of the mathematics finance, which is amortization of loans. The definition of amortization of loans is a type of loan with schedule, periodic payments that are applied to both the loan's principal amount and the interest accrued. The formulas that can be used to calculate the amortization of loans are periodic payment, principal outstanding at the beginning of K term period, and total interest paid. The periodic payment formula, which is A multiplied by R divided by 1 minus multiplied by 1 plus R to the power of negative n. Next is principal outstanding at the beginning of K term period formula, which is R multiplied by 1 minus multiplied by 1 plus R to the power of negative n plus K minus 1 divided by R. And lastly, total interest paid formula, which is n multiplied by r minus a. Now we look at the example given. Naru amortizes a loan of 270,000 ringgit by obtaining a 25-year mortgage at 8 compounded monthly. Find A, the monthly payment, B, the total interest charges, and C, the principal remaining after 7 years. First of all, we need to identify the information given in the question. So we can conclude that A equal to 270,000 ringgit, T equal to 25, I equal to 0.08, and another I equal to 12. Next, we need to find the rate, which is the I divided by small I. Means that 0.08 divided by 12 equal to 0.0067. Also, the total n, which is 12 multiplied by 25 equals to 300. With this information, we can answer the question A that asks us about monthly payment of the loans. To calculate it, we need to use the periodic payment formula, which is A multiplied by R divided by 1 minus multiplied by 1 plus R to the power of negative 300. So that's mean 270,000 ringgit multiplied by 0.0067 divided by 1 minus multiply 1 plus 0.0067 to the power of negative 300, and we can get 2091.06 ringgit. Means that 2,091.06 ringgit is the payment that need to pay monthly. We move to the question B. Question B asks us for total interest charges. For this question, we need to use the total interest paid formula, which is N multiplied by R minus A. So 300 multiplied by 2,091.06 ringgit minus 270,000 ringgit. And we can get 357,380 ringgit as the answer. The last question asks us to find the principal remaining after 7 years. As for this question, we need to use the principal outstanding at the beginning of care term period formula. Before we start to calculate the answer, we need to draw a timeline that represents the total after 7 years, which can be seen at the top right from this slide. Why we need to draw 0 to 8 years and not 0 to 7 years? Because the question asks us after 7 years. Also, why the care term is 85 and not 84? Because of the total payment monthly after 7 years, which is the number after total payment in year 7. The formula given is R multiply by 1 minus multiply 1 plus R to the power of negative N plus K minus 1 divided by R. Means that 2,091.06 ringgit multiplied by 1 minus multiply 1 plus 0.0067 to the power of negative 300 plus K, which is 85 minus 1 divided by 0.0067. So the total we get is 238,329 ringgit. So that's all from us. Thank you.